Hey guys,
And
and we're back to the regional. Yeah. We're going to have a great time. We have found a spicy matchup for you guys here.
Yeah, really exciting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Our first one, right?
Yeah, the first one for the day. So
Hit it.
it's going to be an RP Law.
There
Something
you go,
different.
guys.
Yeah. We're not giving you all Geckos or Osakas. We're giving you some spice here.
Yeah.
So
There's a lot of people that like have, they like this deck is really good. It's just not represented that much, right? But every time we game friendlies, the deck is really strong. So it's really cool to see someone piloting it today and is doing well with it today as well. So we don't know yet the matchup, right?
no, I don't believe so. But seeing that it's in the undefeated circle, so it should be into either a Saka or a Gecko. There was the whatchamacallit, these fellas, the 2-0 players that we saw, but unfortunately they lost. So that goes out of the window. But still, yeah, no, RP Low is really it's a really viable deck.
Only gets better.
It's gonna get
Only
better,
gets better
in the next EX, the EBO1 set.
Yeah.
So once they get that killer, they have that extra threat where they can just cheat out the killer and boost and attack for a bigger damage.
Yeah.
And Shiraya is one of, like we talked about this earlier. It's one of, it was you or Ryan, I forget.
Such a good card. I think it was
one of the
Ryan,
best
but
one of the best
Shiraya,
blockers. Yeah.
fantastic value card. You know, when that on Sim, the cards are still new when you're still getting used to these, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, man, Shiraya, it boosts itself up. Wow.
Yeah, on attack or on block, so that's pretty good. And it's like a skill check. So one of those annoying blockers, such as like Uta or the whatchamacallit. Basically, what they do is that it checks your sequencing knowledge and your experience on how you're gonna do it, because it does gain the attack of your leader.
Yep.
So if you do it the wrong way, you're gonna impede yourself from being able to go for higher damage, and they're gonna go, oh, okay, block with Shiraya, and then counter for 1K.
Yep, exactly.
Because it matches the amount of your leader.
Yep. So like category, for instance, right? You go into 7 with 1 Dawn, so they go up to 7 and then just counter for 1.
Yeah. So that's and it's really a tough matchup because it's full of blockers. That deck is chock full of blockers. It plays the 6-drop. Sorry, the 6K blocker kid.
Yep, 5-drop 6.
Sometimes it plays the queen. It has the law.
Yeah, that deck has been,
a lot.
with every set that's come out, it's gained some new toys, like say an EB.
Yeah.
That's where I think it firmly established itself as on the top tier deck. And it will, I think it only gets stronger in OPO7 as well.
I think for that meta, eventually it's going to come down to like an L or RP Law.
Yeah.
Then it widens a little bit with like OPO7 or other sets and so on. So it's going to change up a little bit, but it's a very durable deck. Red is something that's been foregone for quite a bit.
A little bit, unless your name is Whitebeard.
No, even then, it's not like an example like we have our fellow locals here, Garrett, Evan, and Brandon. They topped last weekend, right?
Right.
But they faced the threat of Black Yellow Luffy, and that deck is too good. So that's another deck that gets, a lot of gas coming up soon.
Yeah. So we were saying earlier, Ryan and I, that at the start of formats, so people are trying out new things, right? But in this case, you usually get punished by things that are established favorite decks. People are still to punish the new deck ideas. But Whitebeard can't exactly do this with Black Yellow Luffy, right? Because it's hard.
It's
to
tough for them to come back from that full board and that boosted leader.
Yeah. So it's an interesting, mentality there.
Yeah, because you're basically playing against a Whitebeard-esque leader, and I asked, do you start them? Yeah, I didn't swing. And it's like, well.
Well, when they're a 9K body, like.
It happens. And they could also, maybe they saw everything they needed to see, and that's also really bad. So it happens. It's they're not ready yet. It's like that's the way the game goes sometimes. You draw into your cards, sometimes you don't. And if the Black Yellow Luffy player saw those cards, it's like, well, he saw all the little guys, and he specialed into the Sabo. You got the blocker. Just keep on rolling.
Yeah.
What else can you do? It's a very tough matchup once they get the ball going. And I think the only check for that right now is like a Suki, because they can use bottom. The 5 drops, yeah.
Good old Sakazuki.
But I don't think we've seen who we're pairing up against.
No, not
but regardless, like I mentioned earlier, it will be either a Saka or a Gecko. We're going to be calling them up pretty soon over here. So far, out of undefeateds, we're going to be going to round 6, I believe, right? Yeah, so we have 2 more rounds after that. We're nearing 2-ish. Right. Yeah, it depends on paradowns and such.
Find out.
We're nearing to that point. And do you think these non-meta decks, well, they are meta, but they're not the top 2? Do you think they're gonna keep going on the
You
rounds?
have it down to the top 2. I have like a pie chart in mind of like Sokka, Cat, and Moria.
Oh yeah, it's Cat. Cat only wins online regionals. I'm sorry.
Someone out there just grab their heart.
it's not that deep, guys. Uh, sorry, Cat players.
Sorry, guys.
No. They do win in person, Justin. I seen you. Um, yeah, I'm not ragging on Katakuri players. I'm sorry about that, guys. I play Katakuri too sometimes.
Yeah, it's in my
But,
rotation.
Yeah, so top 3, and then we had a Yamato win last round. So
Yeah.
So
oh yeah,
going
you
undefeated.
you interviewed that, so you saw
Oh,
you got to
dude,
talk about the spice.
He's a local. Well, he's local-ish in Gainesville. He told me, so
Okay.
that's super cool. He
Nice
comes down
for
every
him.
now and then for like bigger events.
Okay.
So another local representing.
Yeah, you talked
know.
about the spice of his list.
Yeah, so he had the one or two tech sugars because he wants the rest. So that was neat. Because it kind of like made me think, it's like, what package is he running?
Yeah, he has
And
a lot of
it's straight up-
tools. More
straight
to
up
the point
Wano.
of like Wano, but he included that Russian L in there, which we saw put in work.
That paid off, and his matchup for like Gecko, Saka, Whitebeard, he is the one that beat Garrett round 2, I think.
Oh, wow.
And from what Garrett told me, he donned up all 10 for 15, and Garrett had 1 rat beam, 5-1. No, was it 5-1 kiss? Basically, he didn't have enough.
That
so
would be
he lost
11.
it.
Yeah, that would be
No,
only 11.
No,
not getting
no,
there.
he did no, because it was rat, so that's 10, and
Oh,
so-
he activated the rat. Gotcha.
yeah,
gotcha,
he had-
gotcha.
so I don't think he didn't have enough, so he just couldn't get
That'd
over
be
it.
15 exactly, though.
Yeah, no, I forget which one he told me exactly, but he didn't have enough. So, yeah, it was sometimes it's not always expected for someone to grab card on the leader. It's like, holy, yeah.
It's
so,
like if they do, I guess they could win right now, but they are probably not probable to do that. Oh, they're doing it.
yes.
Oh, I lost.
So it's a bluffing game. So if you have 6+ cards in hand
All the pieces are
and
there.
1 up or so, it makes it very believable that like, hey, you might have it, you might have an out to this, right?
Yamato has plenty of tools that can combat the Whitebeard. Like
Yeah.
how many things can deal with blocker Marco? Amaru, rested.
Blocker Marco is
Cody,
not really all that
rested.
used nowadays, unfortunately. It's
You know?
been
Yeah, some
even-
want
yeah.
to swap it out for like the vanillas,
So
4/6s.
vanillas, a lot of people seem to be liking them because they stick against Katakuri, so it's more value.
Tried and true, right? We've done it before. Yeah,
Right,
we've seen it
yeah,
before.
but they don't last against Gecko or Saka, so that's the issue. And it already has
Yeah, pros and
a good
cons.
matchup against Gecko and Saka-ish. So it comes down for Whitebeard side, at least. If they see Gecko, it's kind of like difficult, but if they don't, it's still doable. But yeah, the way Connor played was he just dropped down everything on leader, and he didn't have enough, and that was GG, you know. So
When you got it
sometimes-
like that sometimes.
yeah, sometimes you
Yeah.
are the third by the bigger hand and you don't go for it, but he did, and that is the right play. Sometimes you can just,
Just cross your fingers and Hail Mary.
that's also what they did earlier. He only had a few cards in hand, the 2 in life. So like, all right, well, let's go for this. Amaru, the leader,
Big punch.
spread the Dawn into the Momonosuke and the Hody, and that was all he needed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it really matters on sequencing, who you done up, all these other things, and that's like what does it matters.
Yeah.
Because it did matter a couple rounds ago with Jonas, where he expected the beige, and it wasn't the case, and because he expected the beige by playing around it, he got punished because he had not enough to go over the counter that Isaac had.
And of course, in the case of Yamato, which keeps saying like the predicting what cards might be in that 50, right? Very tough.
Yeah, because you don't know what they play.
you really, so many things could be in there.
Yeah, you see, you can play a drop kid, and it's like that's tough to get over. Well, all right, so we're gonna have Will Morris. That's gonna be our RP Luffy player, and Pedro Cabrera. I don't quite know what Pedro is gonna be. Oh, it's Kush. It's Kush. I'm so sorry, Kush. So this is one of the people on the Airbnb that's Kush from Discord. So he is on Sakazuki.
Okay.
Or on Gecko.
Another familiar face.
Sorry.
Okay, so
yeah.
it may be a
Everybody's
black
been switching decks the entire weekend, to be honest with you, on the kitchen table.
Losing track.
Yeah, so I lost track.
So it may be partially a black
I think he's on,
deck.
he's on Gecko. No,
He's
I
on
think he's on
Gecko
Gecko. I think he's on
100%?
Gecko. Yeah, because he was playing Ryan Hartman, and he topped in Niagara last week. So I think it's Gecko. Right team? Yeah, so that's our buddy Pedro over here, better known as Kush. And
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm sorry. I played him on Thursday at Versus Locals. Yeah, he was
oh, you
using
can buy.
Gecko.
Yeah,
He's
that's
using
what he
Gecko.
had. A lot of people. Well, there's a whole bunch of people. So maybe they could made a deck. I don't know. Or like Cross did this weekend. He picked up cards and he made it.
Yeah, it was nice. Good luck to him.
Yeah, and William. All right. Is that a no? What? Not the white sleeves. All right,
What
I
are you
can
making
tell
out?
it. I can tell this fellow William likes to go fast. Playing art below, he's gonna go broom broom.
RP, a bunch of.
So-
Well, between Moria and Sokka, which would you prefer to see as RP law?
That I think Gecko. Again, I'm a red or green player, or sometimes yellow. So
Right.
I think Saka is just harder to play against in general because of the bottom decking mechanic, and nothing saves you
Yeah,
from that.
that's
the
it,
big
yeah.
issue.
It kind of seems bad either way, but I
Mm.
think you're right. The bottom decking poses the worst problem for your deck as RP law.
So RP Law, we're gonna be seeing a lot of blockers, some red cards like Zoro,
Well,
Shiraya, the new red card from OPO6.
things that are susceptible to Absalom may be hard to have
Mm-hmm.
Williams stick with, right? I mean,
Uh,
those Gordons, raised maxes now, easy
So-
fodder.
the fun story about that is when they announced Race Max, we're like, yeah, finally a reprint-like character we can use to the Gordon because
Right.
availability, how
Price.
that promo card was produced, it was in a promo pack. Originally in Japan, that was a gigantic demo deck that was given to you at the movie for Film Red. And instead, here in America, they give it out in conventions as one of everything, not the whole playsets. And also, they gave it to you as in the LGSs too. So that was harder to get the cards because in Japan, you get all four immediately. And a reprint card point, if I recall correctly.
You just
and
would just
Jet
get
Pistol.
everything in Japan. They're just giving
Oh,
you everything.
we get the cards
That's
here
across
too.
like so many card games.
We get pre-release here. We get super pre-release. We get the exclusive Big Mom price card for the coming tournament. So
you typically get better
depends.
starter
Yeah.
decks over there. You just get everything over
Yeah,
there.
it's the Gecko
It's so
Echo over
expensive and
here.
hard for us over here.
Yeah, it's very varied. And we also get treasure rare cards, something that I don't believe Japan gets at all
Is that right?
because they have the less cards in their pack, so they have the all leader pack.
Players are starting away.
Yeah.
Looks like RP
Yeah.
Law got first,
Yep.
taking
And
the
we're
first curve away
flexing.
from the
Exactly. Yeah. It's a similar. I would say how to deal with Dofi, where they take going
Moria.
first.
What's our trash look like?
The Sindri.
It was mostly okay. Okay.
Okay, we got a trailer bark in
We
there.
got a Perona in there.
Yeah, so William here is flexing the RPM, the APM right now by playing the Dawn on the character for no reason.
Sindri wasn't too bad. Yeah, like
Sindri,
Sindri for like
yeah.
all Navy with some events in it feels so bad. It's happened to me so many times.
Yeah,
That's
so
Shiraya.
that discard is getting quite a bit of trailer bark needed. So like the one-off Piranha and the Absalom, so that's something already.
Swing for 7-liter ability
And
Perona.
Yep.
Unless we have an
7
Absalom
liter.
in hand that we're going to pitch or something.
What
Was that
was pi-
Absalom?
was that,
Might have
brand
been
new?
Might have been Altart Absalom.
Wait, no, the Piranha, right? That got put over way too fast. I missed
Yeah,
it,
a little
yeah.
bit faster.
So we're playing the Piranha, and we're
Could
gonna make.
be a Lucci for all I know.
Yeah,
Couldn't
discarding
make it
is
out.
huge.
Or
He
something.
let go of the Otama.
Yeah, letting go of a 2K, so that'd be
Okay.
something's not getting shrunk for 2K later.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, losing a 2K and a reducer is pretty big. So he must have either not much choice or he has too many good things.
Do we want to see the kid blocker here? Try and establish that.
Shiraya's gonna be fun.
As we mentioned, it doesn't feel great going into the Moria or Osaka deck because like all of our bodies just feel like they're vulnerable, right? Like they may not stick around for the next turn.
Yeah, so that's what got me into playing Rush Whitebeard because of that reason, or even Zoro for that. But like
Yeah.
now it's just too much with Gecko Moria. Gecko Moria personally should have been an exclusive Thriller Bark Pirates card. And I think they were doing great strides with making archetype exclusive cards. Imagine Kuro. But now we're going back into generics. And in a lot of card games, generic is king.
6K swing here from the law. Pedro electing
And
to take
takes it.
that. Yep. I don't hate it.
And
Oh.
we're getting rid of that Peroni.
Yep. That's cool. Law can at least, can fight back. This
Yeah,
removal
and
from
mind you, these are all
Pedro.
5K bodies. These are all viable attackers against anything but RP Luffy, Whitebeard, and Black Yellow Luffy.
Pedro-
In theory.
As Moria, you have the Absalom option. So you're both kind of doing similar things, but removing bodies is purely Law's job here.
I'm really interested on what Williams' matchups were and see how he got here and
Yeah.
if he had like
I'm sure he's got a lot of
high
followers on
rolling
him.
into his matchups or maybe they didn't draw so well because still we're not on the great age of Law just yet. Yeah, it came and it's going back. So we'll see about that soon. But definitely, yeah, Law has been a really good deck. It actually did win a regional in Cancun.
Oh, did it really?
Yeah, that
Okay,
was
cool.
OP04 during the
I see.
special format.
I see.
Yeah, so that was a very fun event.
Ooh, is an Absalom coming out? We've reduced the Shariah.
Shariah is going by C's. Yeah, so I'm guessing Gecko is not that afraid of Shariah like other leaders would be because they get the fact that they can use KO it. But there's so much safety nets with those guys in RP Law. They can just, okay, put another blocker, cheat out another 5K, cheat out Sora. So it's going to, ooh,
Got the
8 though.
8 swing. Are we popping?
I wonder if a lot of Delphi players transition to Gecko Moria because it's a very similar setup. You know, you don't up your leader
Yeah.
when you attack, you rest, you pitch a card, you get a card out.
Yeah,
So
you get
very
a
similar premise.
You get a body. Yeah, you're right.
Black, blue, similar-ish
Absalom
colors.
popping the Shariah. There you go.
And yeah, also, another comparison is that blue bounces and this KO. So it's very similar.
Yeah.
You have
Yeah,
Gecko as
concepts.
the lead.
Just go about their jobs in a slightly different way.
Mm-hmm.
Rather where cards go, that's the difference, is where they go.
Yeah, it is a
KO'd or
very
bottom deck.
thematically accurate leader in deck, I'd say, in my opinion.
Up to 6 for Law. Do we just punch and establish another body here? I don't think we care about removing the Absalom.
Nice if I can still on main.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
let's bottom
Yeah.
deck the Absalom if we can, right? So that we don't give Moria back an Absalom.
Yeah.
Although he does have
Getting
another one in hand.
bottoming
it still seems
really
correct.
hurts Gecko in this situation because then you don't have that toolbox mechanic.
Well, we saw the Otama go away, though, so that's one less tool. William has to shrink something.
You could have a max race, the Gordon, another Law,
The mad,
always options.
the mad Raise Max.
And we have
That's what
only
I like to
seen-
call him, the mad.
He's the
Raise
one that
Max.
flew into the fan or something in the movie, I think, right? And Film Gold. Yeah. Crazy guy.
Yeah, there's the second Absalom hitting the trash.
All right, so it's not going to matter much on which one he lets go of, but it is getting rid of a 5K body anyway, so that's still pretty good.
Moria's like, hey, that's my job to come at you with a board of 5 swings and just poke. For some information, there's another Absalom. So even if we bottom deck this one, there are more on board.
And Sachi Penguin. Apparently, it's been becoming a quite popular
Sachi and
card.
Penguin? Yeah, someone pitched it to me
And-
as an amazing card, and I get why.
A lot of people are trying to obtain it right now online. And the Blocker Kid. And that's going to help him ramp. And there we go, baby.
We got the reduction, gonna get rid of an Absalom. Okay, yeah, we did see, of course, Pedro's ready. He's got at least 2 more
And
in
he
trash
just
right
dropped
now,
him like that. This is respect.
leaving only a Sindri. Ooh, that's another card that, like, I don't think that was particularly in
That's the
all of
ramp
the
one, if
law.
I recall, right?
Yeah. But then, like, oh, it's in the film stuff, and then suddenly you're going through your bulk of your film stuff, and you pull that out, and you're like, oh, yeah.
Fun package is coming through right now. It's going back.
Yeah, 100%. I'm glad I picked these up. And my first deck was the Shanks Purple starter deck, so I saved all
neat.
those film stuff for later.
I've known some guys that use stockpiled and stonks. Good for you guys. I just play the cards and I collect them. You guys do what you got to do. But yeah, that was a very fun deck to play because actually it was, my very first collab video I played against Azarath, and it was a starter deck battle of Kid against Uta because he just got the Shanks deck in Malaysia,
Wow.
I think. Singapore. I'm sorry, Azarath. That was an online match that we did webcam. Super fun.
Rebecca being played down here. What are we getting? Shrink.
And the Hina
Shrink 4. Popping the Kid.
by Kid.
We know there's more Absalom.
Yeah, because he pitched one earlier, right?
Do we want to swing
And
board here and take out these bodies? 7 into the Law, maybe? Whilst also popping the
Do we have
the Kid.
the headset microphone on them? I don't think I can hear them say much.
Maybe they're not talking.
Maybe. All I see is this guy Kush yapping
there
right
he goes.
now.
Yep, we're going to pop the...
The Lucci. Get the Suru.
I'm gonna send those back to the bottom. And yeah, correctly attacking to the law. We're taking out 2 huge bodies here from the law side, which is fantastic.
Yeah. And Law can get some bodies back here and there, so
Absolutely.
it's not too crazy. But the speed that
But are you able to
Gecko
put on
brings
pressure
out
on
bodies,
Moria? Yeah.
and this is without the Gecko Moria character yet.
Like, you know, throwing down a Zoro rusher, that's putting on pressure, right? That's another body, plus you got a rush swing. But
Yeah.
if you're just putting down bodies, yeah, you're establishing board again, but then you pass it back, and then those bodies are attacking you. So it's kind of tough for the RP loss sometimes, right?
Mm-hmm.
We'll see how he manages to, because at the moment we have 2 5s on RP loss side. Not terribly threatening. Later on, when the Gecko Moria starts playing down their Gecko Moria characters and then getting more insane value, like, things have been going pretty well for Pedro.
Trying to take a peek at Williams' hand via the hand cam there, and can't quite make it.
It doesn't
out.
seem like there's a voluminous amount of cards in his hand.
No, he's got
2, 3,
4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3,
4.
1, 2, 3, 4, something like that.
You're
I
right.
think
I think I saw another
I think it's
Tama.
on Tama and a Law, I think.
So we have another shrink potentially.
Yeah. Oh, straight up face. Meanwhile, Kush has the Piranha Sindri.
Ooh, 2K,
Yeah.
giving some
Is that
information. A
Sindri-
5K,
Sindri
2K
Piranha.
counter. And we're blocking with that. Interesting.
And
We're
he
gonna do
lets go of the Rebecca.
Is this Sachi going into the Hina?
They're at
Forcing a tougher decision?
4, 5, 6, 7. They have a lot of done. Yeah, maybe going for board might be better in this situation. They're both at
And then you can still
Half-Life.
establish some bodies, right? Maybe, like I said,
Yeah.
a rush Zoro coming. So you force the card out of...
Because Moria can still get back
Yeah.
their Thriller Bark any turn anyways. But I don't... Gecko is Don X1. Yeah, so technically on his Gecko drop turn, he can't do the effect. But he gets out 2 bodies from the Moria character itself, so... He can still quite confidently just cheat out a character and benefit from that. So I think it'll be a good time for RP Law to go ahead and get rid of bodies because they're going to combat him next turn. And we're donning up for 7.
7 at face.
Ooh, no fear.
Okay. So we're going to shrink the Hina. Yep. I kind of like...
All right, so we're getting rid of that option to reduce cost, so that's very big. And
Oh.
for anyone that doesn't know, Hitokiri Kamaso is actually the translated name, the original Japanese name for killer. He's a man killer. He's killer. That's just how they named them to differentiate him in the English version, I suppose. So that's a little interesting nod. It's also like the Lano Wano version when he was undercover and whatever. So a lot of people don't know that's the same killer you see from EBO1.
Nice.
Or the killer from
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Lore.
I'm sure Pedro didn't see that he was going to lose all those characters, but he did. He's down to 1 Absalom now.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear about this later during dinner. It's all right. I still love him.
Did we see Pedro have a Gecko Moria character in hand?
I have not. Earlier when I peeked, he had the Sindri
pitched one,
and the
didn't he,
Piranha. He
earlier
had
on?
2 Sindri, 1 Piranha, and he drew into cards. So I don't know what he took from life. I couldn't quite catch it just now. But you know what? The setup's pretty clean.
There's a Sabo, there's a Hina in there. I think there was a Sindri, but I don't see any big plays as a response from Pedro on this side right now, because this is a board on Williams' side here.
Oh, is Shiraya. Is Kamaso's a 5K attacker too? Oh, boy.
Williams sitting pretty here a little bit. Like, you know, he's seeing Pedro struggle here. Like, what's Pedro responding with?
The
6 and a 5.
takes it.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, all right, okay. But
So that means he's confident on getting something back in exchange. Like, he's feeling, all right, no big deal. I can cheat out something else, you know.
oh, 6 again.
Is he going to let him go? Or is going to...
He wants to see the
Oh,
trash
he's
to make
considering...
Pedro not exactly feigning or indicating it's going to use leader ability, right? So
No, at this
7.
point, it's already too late.
Yeah,
We cannot hear him right now, so I'm not sure if we call leader, but he would have had to rest, and then it would have counted.
It seems we're past that
So
stage.
he is not. So
This
he
8 Dawn is used for
attached
something
to,
else.
so he might have pulled a Gecko. His hand is face down, so we can't really tell right now.
What are other 4 alternatives he could do? Like
No, he has to have a
like
Gecko.
2/4 drops.
1, 2.
Oh, yep, yep. I think that was. I think that was a
It has to
Gecko.
be. He has to do a Gecko Moria play. Because why else would you do it 1/1 done? It
That's
has to
what
be
I'm
that.
saying. Well,
yeah.
like 2/4s. What would you do with 2/4s? What particular 2/4s would need to save you?
That's a very throwy kind of play, I think.
So
Rebecca.
that's
okay.
one. That's 1/4. I
Okay.
think I saw Sabo in his hand as well. So it was like, I don't
That was
know, it was like 5-3.
No.
I'm like,
All right. Play Rebecca, get Lucci.
Hina.
Ooh, Rebecca Lucihina. Farewell.
Okay, taking out the Otama and the Shiraya.
Gecko doing Sakasugi things.
It's not a bad response at all.
And he's bottoming. What is he bottoming? Nope.
Law's only going to go up
Sindri,
to
brand new
6 Dawn
fade.
next turn, too. So with only 2 bodies, 6 Dawn. Like, Moria's, yeah, this was a fine counter. This is a fine response.
That was, I was wrong. That was actually a quite good 4-4 play. So
Yeah.
now you did call it on that. I saw the spacing. Yeah, Gecko Moria.
Other factors in
but-
play, like only going out to 6 Dawn as Law, only going to remain with 1 body, so you have 2 swings. Like it's, and you're establishing a blocker.
Yes.
Okay.
And in context, he lost. No, he now has a blocker, has 2 5Ks and 1 6K body.
Yep.
He can only bottom deck 1. And the RP locket does not get rid of more than 1 at a time because that's the leader effect once per turn.
It's a pretty good check.
Yeah.
And then there's something worse to come later. With
Keeping that Shiraya at check has been huge.
we have to go for board. 7 at Hina. Do the same thing again.
That's auto block. Yep. Yeah, you usually just let Rebecca go right away, usually. And 7 to Hina takes it. What are we playing? Oof. For
Yeah.
3K.
Bring it down to
Leader
3, just enough
effecti.
for a bottom deck.
Leader effect.
So Law going, I
We're
can do that
seesawing
too.
a lot in here.
Oh, there you go. Oh,
Sheesh.
wow. All right. That's a nice response from
Look
William
at that
there for sure.
clean Sorrow art right here. And the game state has changed once again.
Both decks doing what they really are doing.
This has
They're
been
doing their jobs.
This has
That's
been a
it.
very contested match, I'm going to
Yeah.
say. Yeah, like they both had their cracked plays
Yeah.
multiple times. They're both been on top of the
It's
the
very
game.
much just 1-2 punch. All right, you go. All right.
yeah,
1-2
they,
punch.
literally, yeah, they have been exchanging 1-2 punches
Yeah.
every turn. And that's like something I would see on a Sakasuki mirror match probably because it's like seesawing Rebecca Lucihina, Gecko, whichever. Now,
This is one of those like first
Yeah.
player to fumble might lose if they
yes,
can't contest the pressure.
that's how I'm
Because
seeing
you
it right
feel
now.
the energy. They're going back and forth. So
Yeah.
someone misses a beat.
It's going to come down to whatever they draw and what they have left to answer. But I think gas-wise, it would depend on if the Gecko is picked up or what he chooses from the leader from effect.
Yeah. There's some things I note as well for William's side. There's like you use a lot of your 2Ks as bodies, tools, right? So we've seen at least 2 Otama. We've seen the Sachi, at least 1 or 2. So that's less 2K.
And Law
at
is
the end
more
of the
defensive
game.
too, because Law can just defend more with all those 6K or 5K blockers.
Yeah.
And that can definitely slow down Gecko enough. While Law bottom stick out their characters.
And Pedro's
Yep.
considering a Sabo here.
Straight
maybe.
up. Ooh.
Because I think I saw a Sabo in his hand earlier, and yeah, we're getting a little bit closer to the end. Sabo, Suru,
Sabo is just
Perona,
one
Absalom.
reducer away from beating bottom deck, so that's iffy sometimes too. Okay, we have Pedro here.
We need a blocker
mulling.
from Pedro for sure.
So, whatchamacallit, William has 3 possible bodies to attack with depending on what he cheats out next. Or he put on a blocker, or just do 2 swings. He could try and get rid of the
Well, how's Williams'
Absalom.
hand? How's Williams' hand?
This man is going to keep pinning down the entire time.
Can't think he has that many cards left.
Actually, wait, matter of fact, what am I looking at here?
One piece.
You're silly. No, where's Williams' hand? I'm
He may
seeing-
not have one.
He
was
is-
my initial thought.
Is he playing
Suru
Ivankov?
down to 1 on the Zoro cost. That Zoro's toast.
Oh, he might have no hand. Okay, we're playing Ivankov right now.
That's what I thought, because he's been using everything. And you got to think, if you're going blow the blow, right? Resources are being used, right? At this point, it's
Yeah.
like, who's going to be better at resource management?
No, Gecko for sure. Gecko has an infinite supply. They never lose Dawn.
2 eruptions after the trash.
Ooh.
Yeah, that feels bad.
Hog back, and you're getting back.
Hey, kind of.
What are you picking?
Gecko?
And the Perona.
Oh, you want
Sheesh.
Have some hand protection just in case.
Wait, if he has... Okay, he had no
Oh, I
life.
was lead. Yeah, I was lead. No cards in hand. Yep. And then
Mm-hmm.
a raw. Was that a hard cast of 4?
Yeah, right. Yeah, because he had
Is
3,
it- Pedro
2,
definitely put down some
5.
Dawn to the side, intending to drop something of a 4 or 5. So I guess that was 4 Dawn.
Yeah, one was the hogback, other one was that, and
Ooh.
I think Pedro's stocks are on the rise right now, and boy,
Again, we're
this
back.
is-
All right, now we passed it back to William. What can William respond with here?
mind you, William has 2 cards in hand because he took his life and drew for a turn, and he has 5 Dawn now. Gecko has 1 life with no blockers, and he has 2 or 3 cards in hand, I think. So I think personally,
them being a
Kush is in a
Perona.
good position right now. Yeah,
think they're both
I felt
Perona.
like maybe Pedro could have added insult to injury and hardcasted the Perona and get rid of that card in hand.
You can't. It's only
Why
when
not?
the opponent is at
No.
5 or more.
Oh, it's just that. Okay.
Otherwise, yeah, that's
That'd be
nasty.
too good. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Takes the
we'll-
last
we'll-
life.
We'll take it.
Max race. The Dawn investment. Wait, so he has a Perona for the 2K. And
We have a Zoro
does
Rush.
does he have it? He's bottoming. He's okay. What the dog do? I see the
that's
dog.
It. That's
Oh.
it. No, that's it. Swing for 5, getting rid of the last card hand.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
The
That's,
killer went at it.
that's
What happened
it.
there?
Yep, and Gecko will swing for game.
GG's. And we have Pedro over here.
But that was
Kush my cologne.
That was a game, though. Both decks were
Mm.
doing their jobs relatively straightforward, like both forcing a response from the other player, and
Yeah.
resources dwindle. This is what can happen.
the Kid Killer card from EVO1 could have definitely